All right, thanks, guys. The Leafs take on the Blue Jackets, and that is going to be a 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in, where is that? Columbus, Ohio. Wow. Once again, Toronto at Columbus, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Columbus. The Maple Leafs are minus 130, totals at 6. Columbus is plus 110 on the money line. Toronto's plus 200 for some puck line cash. Now, Toronto's 4-1 straight up in their last 5. They're winning 89% of their games at the current price point. Toronto's also winning 80% of their games, taking on teams over 550. Now, Columbus, on their side of things, they've lost 4 out of their last 5 in the second of a back-to-back. And scoring-wise, Columbus is 60% to the over, taking on teams above 550. Toronto 67% to the over on the road when the line was 6 or higher. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Toronto minus 130 in the over 6 goals in that one. And before we get into another couple of NHL games, I just want to quickly welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Friday's NHL action. Happy Friday to you. The weekend is already here. Now, before we get into our other 2 games, I just want to quickly remind you to check me out at patreon.com/BrockPage. And with a documented win percentage of 60% for the entire year of 2017, you're certainly costing yourself some valuable information each and every day you're not subscribed. Now, memberships begin at just $1.99 per month. There's also plenty of free content there as well. So once again, please feel free to just hit that pause button right now. Open up your browser. All you got to do is type in patreon.com/BrockPage. It'll only take you a couple of seconds. Link is in the description section below. And if you are a current patron of mine and you're currently watching me right now, I simply cannot thank you enough. You most certainly make it all worth it. With all that said and done, let's go ahead and hop right back into some more lines and personal leans for Friday's NHL action. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got Senators at the Islanders. Now, that is a 7 o'clock puck drop in Long Island. The Islanders open the betting as the $2.25 favorite with the total at 6. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing a very steady and consistent fade of the Islanders. I guess the public just thinking that price is entirely too expensive. But we saw a 40-cent move when it comes to the money line. Now, we didn't see any movement on the total, at least as of yet. But we saw a 40-cent fade of the Islanders in the early going here. That's going to bring them down to minus 185. So once again, New York opened 225 down to 185. Total open M remains at 6. 66% of the consensus is now on New York. 75% of the consensus is shaded toward the over. Now, the Senators are plus 160 on the money line for an outright upset win, and the Islanders are plus 140, laying the goal and a half on the puck line. Now, if you like Ottawa in this one, it's going to be a tough one for you. They've lost 5 out of their last 7 straight up. They've also won just 4 out of 17 games straight up as the official road underdog. Now, the Islanders on the other side of things, they're winning 67% of their games as the official Vegas favorite. So whenever they're favored, they're doing pretty good. 67% as the official Vegas favorite. Their defense is allowing just 2.7 goals per contest on their home ice. And when it comes to the scoring, Ottawa on the other side is 13-3-1 to the over in their games when traveling. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the Islanders minus 1.5, getting the job done on the puck line in the over 6 goals in that one. All right, next and final game for the show. It is going to be Montreal at Florida, 7 o'clock puck drop in the Sunshine State. Florida opened the betting as the $1.30 favorite with the total at 6. And since those markets opened this one up, we're seeing money on Florida right now. No real surprises there as they're the home team. That move was 10 cents, and it moved upward 10 cents, moved upward a dime. So right now, Florida's minus 140, with the total remaining at 6. Once again, the Panthers open 130 up to 140. Total open remains at 6 goals even. Right now, Montreal is taking 56% of the consensus plays, 69% of the public leaning toward the over. Right now, the Canadiens are plus $1.25 for some money line cash. And at the moment, the Panthers are plus 190, laying the goal and a half. Now, if you like Montreal on the road here, you're in a pretty good spot. They've won 7 out of their last 10 straight up. They're also winning 69% of their games, taking on teams under 450. Now, this Florida defense, they're giving up 3.6 goals per game on the year overall. They're also winning just 39% of their games following a day off. Now, scoring-wise, Florida 4-1 to the over in their last 5, and they're also 4-1 to the over in their last 5 on their home ice. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Montreal plus $1.25 in the over. 6 goals in that one. All right, we're going to slide into some college basketball real quick. We do have a couple games to look at. None of those games of which are on the board here, but there are a couple games of interest, so let me just find it here. Yeah, we got it. Let's go ahead and get going. Detroit at Youngstown State, 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Youngstown. Youngstown State is minus 1.5, total open 148 up to 150. Now, 53% of the consensus is leaning toward Detroit, 67% shaded toward the over. And at the moment, Detroit is plus 105 for some money line cash. Now, Detroit has been very good against the number this year. They're 9-3 against the spread overall for the year. They have also successfully covered the number in 5 out of their last 7 away from home. Now, Youngstown, on the other side, they've dropped 5 out of their last 6 straight up. Their defense is also allowing 82 points per contest on their home court. So with all that said and done, I'm going to lean Detroit plus 2 after buying the hook, getting the job done on the road in that one. Next game, Oakland at Cleveland State. 7 o'clock tip-off at Cleveland State. Cleveland State opened 3.5 down to 2.5. Totals 155 even. Oakland's taking 54% of the consensus, and then 57% is shaded toward the over. Right now, Oakland's plus 120 for some money line cash. Now, Oakland's been very good against the number. Oakland has had a lot of overs so far this year, 9-3 to the over in their 12 games overall for the year. Oakland's also 88% to the over, taking on teams averaging more than 72 points per contest. And when it comes to this Cleveland State squad, they're 5-2 to the over in their last 7 themselves, 67% to the over after 4 or more days off. So I'm really not interested in the sides in this one, but I do like a play on the total. Give me the over 155 in that matchup there. Next game, Delaware at Hofstra, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Hofstra. Now, this Hofstra team opened 12 down to 10.5. Total open 148 down to 146 and a hook. 63% are leaning Hofstra, 54% leaning toward the over. And at the moment, the Blue Hens of Delaware are plus 445 for some money line cash. Now, Hofstra's been very good against the number this season. They've covered 10 out of their 12 games overall for the year. They're also covering 86% of their games, taking on teams allowing more than 72 points per contest. Now, the Blue Hens have failed to cover in 2 out of their last 3, taking on teams over 650. They've also failed to cover in 4 out of their last 6 ball games. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it down, and take Hofstra minus 10, getting the job done against the number. Next game, IUPUI at Northern Kentucky. 7 o'clock tip-off at Northern Kentucky. Northern Kentucky was 8, now minus 8.5. Total is 145 and a hook. And right now, Northern Kentucky is minus 455 for some money line cash. Now, Northern, they're just 3-8 against the spread overall for the year. They're covering just 33% of their games as the official Vegas favorite. Meanwhile, IUP on the other side, they're 9-3 against the number overall for the year. A perfect 2-0 ATS taking on teams over 650, and they are also a perfect 6-0 against the spread, taking on 6-0 against the spread after 4 or more days off. So with all that said and done, I'm going to purchase the hook, buy it up, and take IUPUI plus 9, getting the job done against the number. Next game, UT Arlington at the University of Texas Longhorns. 8 o'clock tip-off at UT. Texas is minus 19, totals at 135. The Longhorns are minus 5,000 on the money line. Now, the Longhorns are 7-4 to the under overall for the year, 3-0 to the under, taking on teams scoring less than 67 points per contest. UT Arlington is 9-2 to the under overall for the year, 85% to the under after 4 more days off. Give me the under 135 in that matchup there. Next game, UC Riverside, Air Force, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off and that is at Air Force. Now, the